Stefanos used to get huge support there. He was from a neighboring country, from Cyprus, was Baghdadis. Remember how the Greek supporters would come out? Because there's a massive Greek population in Melbourne.
Third highest.
Hey guys, finally got the my software working, so hopefully we can watch the match together now. I can see it's 4-all. Tsitsipas Medvedev, deuce. A great serve and volley by Tsitsipas there. Really putting on the pressure. Quick games I saw, very clinical finishing so far from both the players. So let's see how it progresses. Back to deuce. Didn't do enough there with that shot. Tsitsipas. I am just still trying to sort out the screen, as I'm not able to see it otherwise. Okay, here we go. I'm back in. I'll try and see if I can reply to any of your comments as well. If there are any, of course. None so far. Okay guys, I'm back. Sorry, had some technical difficulties, so I had to start the stream a little bit late. So I can see that Tsitsipas is 40 love up in this game. It's 5-all in the first set. It's even. So far the match has been going pretty quickly. And both players are looking to get a hold in the match. Great hands there by Tsitsipas to secure the game 6-5 up. He drop-shotted and wrong-footed Medvedev. So just looking at the head-to-head between the two players as they do a little change of ends. This is what we've got. Medvedev has won the last. Tsitsipas has won the last one, and Medvedev the time before that. So far, Medvedev leads 6 matches to 2, so he's beaten Tsitsipas 6 times. Tsitsipas has won twice, but Tsitsipas has won 2 out of the 3 of their last encounters. So actually, you may say that Tsitsipas is on more form and has found a way to start beating Medvedev, because before that he hasn't won matches before. So the 2 that he has won were in their last 3 meetings. So yeah, if you're just joining us, we had earlier we've done a feed on the Nadal match, so we've done a live commentary then. You can check it out in our videos, and hopefully we'll have a great spectacle here. What are you guys thinking? Who would you prefer to meet Rafa in the final? Who would be your choice? If you are just joining us, let me know in the comments below. Who's your favorite player? Who you're rooting for? Are you rooting for Tsitsipas or Medvedev? Tsitsipas. I'm actually going for Tsitsipas as well, even though I do like the way Medvedev plays, and I like his kind of carefree spirit. He's very outgoing. He's great entertainment, but Tsitsipas I feel is like the classier player. I think almost reminds me of Federer a little bit, and since we haven't got Federer playing, then we have Tsitsipas to bring the class to the court. 40-15 here. Medvedev took that forehand on. Big serving there from Medvedev. A tall player, Medvedev, and really gets a lot of cheap points on his serve. It's starting now, so the match has started. Sorry guys if I started a little bit late because I had some technical issues with my computer. It wouldn't let me stream. Great forehand there down the line, and you can see Tsitsipas, after every positive shot, is looking to come forward and get into the net and finish off with a volley. I think he's added that side of the game, he's added that part to his game quite a lot. I mean, he's always been an all-rounder, but I think he's started coming forward with a lot more confidence recently. Nice exchange there. Tsitsipas with an inside-out forehand. He's really testing Medvedev's backhand, not going into the forehand. Of course, the forehand has those bigger swings, so if you were to go fast into it, perhaps that's where you could trouble the player. And a drop shot there from Tsitsipas. Medvedev reaches it, and Tsitsipas is on it as well, and then Medvedev has missed it. A great exchange there. Did you guys get the chance to see Nadal play earlier against Berrettini? And who is your favorite player out there? Big serve again from Medvedev. 2-1 in the tiebreak. And this tiebreak will really set things up nicely, you know. Usually it's the person that wins the first set, the player that wins the first set is the one that ends up being, well, obviously ahead in the rally, but in the match. But more often than not, they will end up winning the match as well. It's that mental battle of being ahead, being a little bit more relaxed when you're playing, rather than having to chase in order to come back. But here it looks like Medvedev really has his work cut out, as Tsitsipas is playing really positively and aggressively. And look how far behind the baseline Medvedev is standing for that return. Really far back. Backhand to backhand exchange. Who's going to break down first? And it's Medvedev to break down. It's often you see the two-hander versus the one-hander battle, and usually it's the two-handers that seem to have the more solid backhand, but in this case Tsitsipas's backhand was solid and it wasn't going to break down. So 4-2, players change ends. Big serve there from Medvedev into the backhand of Tsitsipas. It's nice to have that ability to just go out there and just be able to just smash a serve down like that and just get a free point. You know, those mortals, us, we struggle with that. Like when, you know, if you're a club player or you're, you know, obviously they play at such a high level, they get so many of those free points, whereas it's very difficult for the average folk to achieve that. So any aces that I did used to get in matches, I welcomed. So it's Medvedev to serve. 4-3, nice and easy, quick point there. I think it looked like a slip from Tsitsipas. A great comeback from Medvedev against Auger-Aliassime. He was 2 sets to love down and got back into it, and now finds himself in the semi-finals, hopefully playing for a spot in the final. Now, Tsitsipas has never reached, well, he has reached the final, but he's never won a Grand Slam, of course. Medvedev has a Grand Slam to his name at US Open. Are you guys enjoying the match so far? great hitting there from Tsitsipas. Such relaxed, smooth strokes he has, especially on that forehand. He seems to have, well, both of the players have very long limbs, so, you know, long arms, able to, oh, that's a really close shot, but just out. Able to get a lot of racket head speed through the air, able to get a lot of acceleration. And it's usually those players that play with a freer kind of technique that are the ones that can generate easy power. The more compact you are, the less, the shorter your levers, the less power you can get. Oh, and that's the other way. So it's 5-all. Tsitsipas against Medvedev, 6-6, 5-5 in the tie-break, everything to play for. If you're just joining us, we did do a commentary over the Nadal match earlier where he beat Berrettini. And a big rally here, forehand from Medvedev, a big backhand down the line to hit a winner against Tsitsipas at 5-all. What a moment to do it. It was a long rally, both players were testing each other. Then it was Tsitsipas with an inside-out forehand, but Medvedev took 2 steps into the court, ended up making contact inside the baseline, gave absolutely no time for Tsitsipas to recover and get back, and he ended up going for a winner. Tsitsipas is looking for that forehand and looks like he's just hit it out there. First set to Medvedev. Just overplayed a little bit, forced things a little bit too much and ended up missing. And paid the price. First set to Medvedev. Let's have a few comments from you guys. If you were playing against either one of these players, what would be your tactics? What would you try and do? How would you win? What would you say their weaknesses are, their strengths? Do we have anyone watching me? Is it just me talking to myself? Leave a comment in the chat section, in the live chat, if you are watching with me. Let me feel like I'm not alone. So both players are now doing a change of ends. First set to Medvedev. He would have seen the result. He will know that he's going to play Nadal in the final. Both players have spent a lot of time on the court. They'll come into it prepared. But here Tsitsipas is in real need to change things around and try to get a set under his belt. Medvedev serves to Tsitsipas's forehand but then misses the third shot. And often, if you do play tennis yourself, you will have your coaches tell you, serve +1. You know, what does the +1 mean? It simply means the serve and then your next shot. So you're looking to do as much as you can with the serve. Usually get the player out, create the space, and the +1 is where you're going to go with that next ball. So the +1 would be into the open space if you are hitting that wide serve. And there's different tactics. Different players prefer to use different tactics. So there again, he's using that serve +1 where he's going out wide, then into the open space, into the backhand of Tsitsipas. But now they're locked into a backhand to backhand rally. And I can see that Medvedev is really peppering that backhand of Tsitsipas, trying to get him to break down. And Tsitsipas plays a drop shot. Not quite good enough. Medvedev gets there and hits a winner. What a get. Really improved his his ability and his movement on the court. His footwork is so much better. He's so quick to that ball. And when he does that, get there, great hands as well. Great idea by Tsitsipas, but not good enough against the Russian. An easy mistake, something you don't see from these players very often, but they do make mistakes. They are human, and they, I think, got a little bit rushed with that forehand, Medvedev. And again there, just didn't, he's going for a lot of power on that shot, but he's not quite in position. So, you know, if you were to set up and you have time, that's the time to pull the trigger. I feel like sometimes he pulls a little bit too quick, which of course works for him sometimes too, so who's to say that's bad. Great backhands there from Tsitsipas, going cross court, using the forehand to open up the court. Great angle there, and then using the backhand to go cross again. But no, Medvedev is too quick. And Tsitsipas is opening him up to the backhand, then the forehand. He finds the open space and hits into the open space. Wow, what a great point. Showing Medvedev that he means business. He's not about to let this go. He's fighting. He's going for it. Tsitsipas gets that first game. It's 1-love up. Igor, Jasper, Umar, Standa, and Kudeep, thanks for joining. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you do so for any further feeds that we may do. So now Medvedev to return. It's a 1-game-to-love in the second set. Big serve, cross court by out wide by Tsitsipas, finds the open space, and Medvedev misses it. So just looking at how far Medvedev stands on that return, really far back behind the baseline. And then as he hits the shot, so with every shot that he hits, he's moving forward closer and closer into the net. Great slow-mo footage there of Tsitsipas' forehand. Gets a lot of power on that shot. Oh, wow. He approached into the forehand, gave Medvedev the angle, who then was able to make a delicate passing shot cross court. What an amazing get there on the stretch, but just gets enough of that wrist flick to go cross court and pass Tsitsipas, Stefanos at the net. Big serve there. Again, Medvedev staying so far back. You can see him running behind the court. And it's got so much space to cover. So the further you stand back, the more space you have to cover, the more distance you have to run. So I guess because he was in a defensive position there, he accepted that, okay, he's going to run. But that's where Tsitsipas can exploit then the drop shot. And in that case, he did a great job. 40-15 Tsitsipas. Sleeping Sheep, I see you don't like Tsitsipas much, hey? What is it about him that you don't like? Medvedev with a big serve. Looking to get on the scoreboard in this set. Of course, he's one set up already. He's won the first set 7-6. Big serve out wide. It's an ace. That brings his ace count up nicely. Again, that wide serve. A lot of players are using that wide serve to great effect. There, Medvedev getting the width on that serve so that even if Tsitsipas was to get there, he'd have the full open court to hit into. Very, very good tactic to use, but difficult to execute, of course. Big rally exchange now, forehand to forehand. Tsitsipas goes down the line, backhand to backhand now. They get locked into a backhand rally. Tsitsipas looks like he has the control, but then misses the ball. So had an easy ball to put away. He had Medvedev on the stretch, but just couldn't do enough and ended up powering it into the net. He'll be disappointed with that. That was a relatively easy shot to do. So guys, what do you think of the match so far? Give me your ideas, I guess. Give me your commentary. What do you think? Who will win the match? Do you think Tsitsipas is playing the better tennis, or do you think Medvedev is? Who would you rather see in the final against Rafa? Would you prefer for him to play against Tsitsipas, where it's, you know, the one-hander against the two-hander battle, or the slugfest of a battle with Medvedev? Do you think that fitness level wise Medvedev is stronger? So do you think stamina wise he can go for longer instead of Tsitsipas? So there we see Rafa already waiting for the winner of this match in the final. Big serve from Tsitsipas and a return goes floating long. Not quite good enough by Medvedev, but a big serve. So, you know, it's something that Tsitsipas has improved a lot in the last few years, is his serve. You know, he got it. You know, I remember him really struggling to get power on the serve, and now he's really improved it. He started using the legs a lot more. He's rotating into it. He's kicking back with it. Technically, it's improved quite a lot. Stefanos can take a medical break. Yeah. Medical break and go to the bathroom. Is that what you mean? (3-1) Tsitsipas. He's got the break and he's holding out. Big serve into the body, Tsitsipas. And for those players that have those big levers, it's very difficult to return serves that are going into the body because they have to get their body out of the way. It's not always easy to return for them. They're very good at returning the far ones because they have more reach than the average human being, but body serves can be their kryptonite. So there Medvedev was using it to great effect. There he's gone out wide and Tsitsipas got it. Got great reach there, but Medvedev's too quick, closing down the court, getting right inside it and hitting a forehand winner. Incredible play. Big serve there again to the forehand. Getting a lot of cheap points, both players on their serve, both serving well. And even when the ball does come back, they're following it up with aggressive play. So both players are looking to dominate. They're not allowing the other player to take control. They want to be the ones in control and running the show. Little coffee break for me. Been up since 2 a.m. this morning. So it's right now 9:50 a.m. here in UK. I think the GOAT, well, of course the debate continues. I think if Nadal wins Australian Open, he will technically have the most Grand Slams, but I don't think he's achieved more than Djokovic. And you know, Djokovic wasn't able to compete at this event for various reasons that we know of now. But is Nadal the better player? If they're both in the draw, would I be picking Nadal to win Australian Open over Djokovic? I don't think so. And I think it's just a matter of time before Djokovic overtakes Rafa. And he is as well 1 year younger than Rafa too. Yeah, Federer, I think technique-wise and style-wise and just complete player-wise, I would say Federer. Just it's beautiful the way he plays the game. Djokovic is just clinical, you know, he's just like a machine, a robot that does everything perfect. And I think that kind of ability has led him to become impenetrable. Like, people can't get through him. He's fast. He can dictate play. He can come to the net. He's got a very good serve. He's one of the best returners in the world. I think he's got more to him than Rafa, but Rafa on clay, of course, is the best. So, you know, there's always that argument as well. The amount of French Opens that Nadal has won. $15-all. Medvedev really needs a break here. Doesn't want to go 4-2 down. Oh, a net cord there to take the ball out of reach for Tsitsipas. And Tsitsipas is using that drop shot quite a lot. is bringing Medvedev in. Obviously, it was a tactic from before. It doesn't want to just keep exchanging from the baseline. Wants to make him come forward, test his hands. But so far, Medvedev has passed the test every time. That was a frustration shot there. He's got 2 break points that he's facing now. Medvedev will be looking to do something with this rally. He doesn't want Tsitsipas taking control, and he's got a second serve. What is he going to do with it? Rank Tahmid. 5 top 5 players at the time without Novak and Rafa. Well, Tsitsipas has to be there. Medvedev has to be in there. I think maybe Rublev has done really well. And then it's quite an open field, isn't it? Big rally exchange here. 30-40. One more break point for Medvedev. They're locked in that backhand cross-court rally. Great width by Medvedev, but it looks like he's overcooked it. He's hit it a bit too wide. Zverev, that's right, Zverev is another one. Good thinking. Forgot about Zverev. Trying to put my phone on charge there, but looks like I don't have a adapter. So Medvedev with another break back point. Second serve again. And it's that ability for a big player to come up with a first serve on a big point, come up with something special. And there, I mean, that was a spectacular second serve. He's a set down, he's a break up in the second set, second serve, break point down, and he's going for an absolutely massive serve down the tee to the forehand. So it's against where you'd expect him to serve, and he's gone full power there as well. I like how you've put for someone else. Oh, sorry, let me just move this a little bit down. The stats, you mean? Is that what you're telling me? Let me put this. Very true. I should put it. Give the idea of who is who. There we go. Is that better? Well, before wasn't sure, now. Can you see the stats, by the way, properly? Actually, why don't you have a little vote for who will win. It's strange that it doesn't show which player is which player. I think I need to stop that poll. So, I'm trying to switch off this. I'm not able to. Never mind. It looks like the bot is there to stay for a bit. See, Holger Rune, I remember seeing him when he just burst onto the scene, and he was probably about 400, 500, something like that. Like, he's just started doing well. And I thought he hits a really good ball, so he's very powerful, explosive player, but I find him quite mechanical. Like, I don't see him, I don't think he's loose enough with his technique. I think it's something that he needs to work on a little bit. But he's a strong player and young as well, and just shows that he was able to, you know, come through the rankings so quickly. So I think Holger Rune is he's a good player. Yes, it's not getting updated, you're right. I wonder why. Here we go. Got a little update. Top 15? Possibly. I think top 50, 100%. Top 30, possibly. I mean, he's doing well already with the top guys around. Like, he will mature, he will get stronger, he will get better. So there's no reason why he won't. Okay, let me just try this. I put this here. Oh no, that didn't work. Yeah, I think you hope that the match becomes long. Yeah, it would be more of a fun watch, wouldn't it? We do like long matches. Plus, if it's going to be a good battle with Rafa, we don't want them to be too fresh. Otherwise, Rafa will struggle. It's getting old. Yeah, Casper Ruud is another player, actually. Really good player. I mean, it's tough. Like, I don't see him doing better than Medvedev, for example, or... But he's definitely a top 5 kind of player caliber. That's for sure, in my opinion. Big forehand exchanges, forehand to forehand, and then a big forehand down the line by Tsitsipas, and he makes it. 15 love. I'd love to know how fast that was hit, because that looked pretty big outside of the line. I'm surprised that Medvedev didn't use his Hawkeye, his challenges. Where's everyone from today tuning in? Where are you guys based? Leave, let me know. Leave a little comment. Tell me where you're from. Always good to see, good to know where you're broadcasting to. Wow, Copenhagen. Check. Greece. So far very international. Very European. And Pakistan. Peshawar. Umar. Did you join my last... broadcast? I think we had you there. Thanks for coming back. Here you go, Russia. Tsitsipas 40-30. Break point. Gets that break again. So they've had already 3 breaks in this set. Vili maybe is using like proxy servers or something just so he could get onto YouTube and watch Love Tennis broadcasts. What do you think? I must get online. Well, it's worth it. You know what? It's totally worth it. Well, if you guys are players and you want any instructional videos, make sure you check out our instructional channel, Top Tennis Training. And you, yeah, hopefully we can help you improve your game as well as give you some entertainment on Love Tennis. Standa, thank you. Appreciate it. Too kind. So Medvedev is complaining there about something. He's complaining that Stefanos Tsitsipas' father was talking every point. real rivalry between these two. Do you remember that time where in Miami they had a big argument and Medvedev got really, really angry and kind of confronted him and squared up to Tsitsipas? But Tsitsipas is using this to fuel himself and get under Medvedev's skin, and I think that's where Medvedev maybe is a little bit vulnerable to things like that. But you know what? If he's getting coaching from the side, it shouldn't be on. Do you guys play quite often? Are you all in clubs, or do any of you play any tournaments? Are you getting involved in matches as well? Getting some inspiration from these guys? Big serve there from Tsitsipas, and he's really like getting to Medvedev now. Like Medvedev is almost looking a little bit sluggish the way he's running. He's really allowed Tsitsipas to get under his skin. So two set points now to Tsitsipas on his own serve to level it at 1-all. Big serve to the backhand, gone into the forehand. Now it's a forehand to forehand exchange. Forehand down the line from Medvedev. Backhand cross-court rally now. Backhand to backhand. Who's going to break down first? Both players going full power at the ball, and Medvedev has taken a step forward, cut the angle off, and gone down the line for a winner. What a time to do it! 40-30. Wow. Oh wow, Villa! You just like to watch it, but or just train and hit, but not to play. Hey. Medvedev. I know. I'm doing it the American way or the European way. I don't know, but he says it sometimes that way as well. So I think he's just adapted the way that the umpires have been calling it. So you just go, yeah, it's Medvedev, yeah, not Medvedev. Back to deuce. It's not over. It's not over till Medvedev says it's over. I had that umpire a few times in my matches. Look how far back Medvedev is. He's literally covering so much court. But then he gets forward again. So notice how forward and back Medvedev gets. Look, he's inside the baseline there, and then he's back, and then he's inside, and then he's back. Great rally this. Oh wow, I feel like Medvedev went down the line too early there, gave Tsitsipas the forehand cross-court, gave him the opening, and got punished there. It was a great rally, but just tactically, Medvedev shouldn't have gone down the line there. It wasn't a shot to go line on. Oh, and it's a mistake by Medvedev, a forced mistake. Tsitsipas was all over him, and now it's 1-all. So we do have a match on our hands, guys. It's no laughing matter now. 1-all. The winner to play against Nadal. I had actually some stats on Medvedev. Let me just put this image on for you. This will be interesting. So I've got some interesting stats here for you guys. See if hang on, let me just get this a bit smaller so we can actually read it. I'll put it there. It's just something I put together for you guys, especially since I knew I was going to do a broadcast and tell you. I did one on Tsitsipas, but it's on my other drive, so I won't be able to put it on right now. I can read it for you, though, what Tsitsipas is one of the findings I had. So, Medvedev won 9 out of 10 of his last matches on hard, so he's really in form right now. He wins 90% of all service games that he plays. So this is stats that I've looked up. He wins 55% of second serves on his return points. So if you're winning 55%, that's more than half. That means you're going to be breaking a lot. So he serves well, so he holds serve well, but then he also has that danger to break players as well. He's 13-5 versus top 10 players in the last 52 weeks. So a real, I guess, giant killer, because he's able to beat a lot of the players. Someone like Berrettini, he's got a record of 2-9, so a negative one, whereas Medvedev is very positive. He's got an 18-5 win ratio at Australian Open, likes playing here, played 6 times. Currently, world ranking is number 2, and it's his best ranking. And in 2021, he was the finalist and lost to Djokovic. So, he's had a lot of success, Medvedev. And, I mean, with the stats, looking at just how well he serves, how well he holds serve, and how many points he wins on his returns, it's no surprise that he does well and gets, and he's currently ranked world number 2. I actually saw that in February, that if he wins this, there's some potential, I think, when Djokovic drops some points, that he could even potentially become world number 1. And, I've never would have thought that he could get to world number 1 with Djokovic in form, but the way things have worked out, it looks like he's got a shot. What do you think about Medvedev as a potential world number 1? He's not that many points behind Djokovic now. I'm sure he's under 1,000 points now. Igor, it's been a pleasure. Thank you, and thanks for joining us. Thanks for coming. Let's do it again sometime. I'll try and do a few more reviews like this, few more commentaries, and a few analysis as well. So we're looking to kind of maybe do a few analysis videos where we could show you in real time about what things are happening with different strokes. Obviously, we've got a lot of that footage already, so we've got the slow motion that we can use, and hopefully we'll get down and break down some of the techniques of the pros. If that's of any interest, we might do that as well. Максим, есть, я с Украины. Я родился там. Max was asking if there's anyone from Ukraine, and I said I am, because I was born there. I was born in Ukraine. I moved to England when I was a little kid, and I played for UK because I was based here. But yeah, I was born in Ukraine, so I have my Eastern European roots. All right, we're back in action. I think Medvedev is still complaining about the coaching that Tsitsipas's dad is coaching and speaking to him, which is not, he doesn't find fair, which I get. I know, right, Vili? It's a tense situation out there right now. And I have family there, my grandparents are there, my cousins. So yeah, I'm in touch a lot, and yeah, it's scary. I mean, I wanted to go to visit, but I don't actually want to go there now for a while until things calm down a little bit. And wow, another mistake by Medvedev forehand. So he started the set angry. He had a long exchange there with the referee, and then came out of it and looking unhappy. So obviously he's mentioned that Tsitsipas's dad is speaking. I don't know whether he's speaking from his side as well when he's on the other side and distracting him, or it's just to Tsitsipas giving him instruction of how to win. Yeah, I mean, so far I guess the toilet breaks would have to come in between sets. Well, so far they've come that way. It's so cold here, I've just put a heater on, so I'm feeling nice and warm again. Big serve down the tee by Medvedev. One of his favorite serves, actually. He uses the ad side tee serve. Look how precise that is. There's absolutely no way that Tsitsipas can get there. 210 kilometers. Quite a tall player he is, so got long levers. He can hit it from quite a big height. Very loose. He's relaxed when he hits it. Wants to get off to a good start and break that momentum of Tsitsipas, because at the end of that set, Tsitsipas was already jumping, getting the pump out. He wants to, put him back down if he wants to have that mental advantage in the match. He goes one low up. There's a Russian flag. He's got some supporters there. They've travelled to Australia. What a great court. So now the camera's there, I guess, to spot him speaking, but when he puts the mask on, maybe you can't. It's a time for me to update the stats a bit. Strange that they don't get updated automatically. Haven't actually seen Aiden play that much, so quite difficult for me to say. I know he's a young guy doing well, but yeah, it's a tough one. Big forehand exchange there, and this time it's Tsitsipas who misses and over hits the shot. Seems that Medvedev has calmed down a bit. He's put his frustrations into energy, into getting explosive power on the court. So Tsitsipas is now at 15 all on his serve. Who would be your favorite serve of all time? Who would be your best server? For me, I always loved Sampras. What was that drop shot? That was... Oh, Medvedev. What was that? Ah. He, Tsitsipas hit the worst drop shot. I don't know why Medvedev went cross. He should have just gone line, followed in. It would have been all over. He'll be very angry about that. Both players missing and making some unforced errors. So unforced errors are creeping in. I wonder if it's the fitness element. I wonder if they're now getting a little bit more tired and starting to feel it. So starting to go for a little bit more naturally, and therefore they start to miss a little bit more as well. What a great time to come forward. There was a great serve right on that tee. And he noticed that Medvedev took a few steps back, got in there and put the ball where it was too tough for Medvedev. It's a great play. 40-30 Tsitsipas. One all. That was an ace. Need to update the ace count. Oh, it looked a bit out, that. So Tsitsipas is on 3, Medvedev is on 8 aces right now. Thank you for all those that have subscribed. Don't forget to subscribe. We do want to grow and hopefully bring you more content like this in the future. Watch more matches together. By the way, where are you guys watching it from? Are you watching it on ESPN, Eurosport? Is there an app that you find is the best for watching it? It does, doesn't it? Because Yuki, Rafa has, he's had that tough time against Shapovalov, but he actually had quite, well, I wouldn't say a very long, difficult match against Berrettini, so he's going to be more fresh. So in terms of, I think no matter even if it's shorter, I don't think he's going to be that worried about that. But yes, the longer this match goes on, the more miles they put in those legs, the less likely they are to be able to compete against Rafa. The topspin of Rafa. Here. Well, I'm just doing the commentary, so you can't really see it. Hopefully I paint a vivid picture, then you can be like, right, I know exactly what's going on. How surprised we were at the Shapovalov versus Zverev result. Actually quite surprised because I just didn't expect it to be that easy. It was like straight sets. I just checked the score, what the score was, because I remember that he came through quite easy, but 6-3, 7-6, 6-3. In terms of Alex Zverev, I'd be quite disappointed at that. And he has definitely been more in form than Shapovalov, so I would have expected him to do a little bit better. Guys are coming back on. We're back to watch some more exciting tennis. Medvedev 2-1 up in the third set. On serve. Everything to play for. It's a tough one. I would have loved for Federer to play. I would have been rooting for him. Now I'd probably have to say Rafa. I would have liked Shapovalov to have done well. I like the way he plays. I think I would probably relate my game most to his. And he seems like, you know, he's a pretty genuine guy as far as I know, so I quite like him. Great sneak into the net there. Little 1-2 punch, got the space open, came forward to Tsitsipas, and then knocked off the volley. Great play. 15-all. Was that an ace? Looked close. Of course, the taller the player, the bigger the angle they can achieve, so they can get those wide serves. I once had the pleasure actually of training with, well, a few times I've trained with him, Karlovic, and obviously being such a tall player, when you're returning your serve, it's an absolute nightmare, because if you stand close, he hits it fast and the ball comes up and you just don't have the time to react. If you stand back, he goes for an angle and you can't get it because he gets so much more angle. The bounce is so much higher than a normal serve. It's just an absolute nightmare to play against. Big backhand down the line, so we're doing a forehand cross, forehand line, an incredible shot by Tsitsipas. Big forehand there, opened up with the inside out forehand, got the space, and then got it so close to the net, really picking out the spots. Pick a target, go for it. And that's what he'll be training, you know, the players, they put targets down in training and they go for it. So that when it comes down to these big moments, they're able to perform, they're able to find those targets. But I guess the better the player, the better they can do it. 2 games all. Bam. Always tough when you don't give a long, deep return to the player, then they're coming forward. Goalkeeper duty. That's how Tsitsipas just felt. Big return from Tsitsipas. He took that serve on the rise to get ahead in the rally, and now he's the one dictating play, and Medvedev is trying very hard to stay in the rally. Oh, but a really strange shot by Tsitsipas. Went for a slice that floated deep, lost all control on it. I think there'll be a let-off for Medvedev by Tsitsipas. He was really up against the ropes on that one. Guys, if you haven't subscribed, make sure you subscribe to that. Oh, the other side. Wait, that side. There we go. Subscribe. We've got 59,000. Help us get to 60,000. I guess the subscribe button is at the bottom now, isn't it? Bottom right. Wait, there. There. Of course, if we get to 100,000 followers, we can get that award, little plaque that YouTube give you. many more streams and commentary content for that, I think. Daniel Medvedev, a 3-2 up. My highest ATP was 260. So that was enough to get into qualies of Grand Slams. So I played Wimbledon, Australian Open, US Open. I've never played the French. In doubles, I qualified for Wimbledon one year and won a round. So I lost second round in Grand Slam. But yeah, I was 260. I was British number 4 for a while. I had some opportunities to maybe do better. But yeah, that was kind of my level. I ended up stopping because of 2 knee surgeries. So I got injured. I had 1 knee surgery quite a young age. I was about 17. And then my second knee surgery came at about 24. And then it was hurting me too much. So I had to take some time off. I ended up at the age of 27 taking time off, and I've never come back since. So I'm still on my time out. So watching these guys is inspiring me every minute. So watch the space. You know, you never know. I might be playing a few matches. Who knows, in 2022, if I can get on the training court and put some good hours in. I do miss it. I think when you dedicate all your life to playing and to competing, and you miss it. But at least now I know I can talk tennis, I can watch tennis, I can analyze tennis, and hopefully my business continues to grow in the tennis department. Again, a bit of a bad drop shot there from Tsitsipas. Is hitting those drop shots from quite far back, meaning that the time it takes for that ball to reach the other side is so long that Medvedev has the chance to get there. And even there, he had a chance to win that point still. Medvedev got away with it there. But yeah, not a combination of a few drop shots that weren't very good by Tsitsipas. I'm sure it's been a tactic of his to try and drop shot, just to break up the rhythm, just to make Medvedev move forward, because running forward is not often a very easy thing to do, especially when you have to control the ball. And for players that are taller, a little bit more, got long limbs, long legs, it's much tougher to stop, change direction, get down, get low. So I guess that's his motivation for hitting those drop shots. Great backhand Stefanos has. He hasn't had many mistakes on the backhand at all this match. Even when you watch Federer and they get into that backhand to backhand exchange, you always feel like, a mistake could be coming. But in this case, I just don't feel like it's such a solid shot for Tsitsipas. I wish my backhand was like his. Umar, thank you. Appreciate it. Well, could have been better, but it's there's a lot of players out there, and you have to travel a lot. It's a full-on commitment. I used to be away 40 weeks out of the year on tour, playing futures, challengers, and some Grand Slams and ATPs, a few qualies. I played a few big players. Trained with Federer, of course, as well. We've got the video of that on our Top Tennis training. I might even re-release that and make a proper video out of it. I've got so much footage of that. So if you guys want to watch it, I'll put it up on our Top Tennis training channel. Tsitsipas 40-30 now. Still going full at those shots, those forehands. Are doing a great job keeping Medvedev back, because Medvedev is always looking to step forward. And just like there, the moment that Tsitsipas drops a little bit short, Medvedev doesn't let him get away with it. He steps into the court and punishes him for it. And that's the feeling of that constant pressure by the other player. So here, he had a great chance, but Medvedev played such a great defensive shot that pushed Tsitsipas back, and I think he wasn't expecting that, and that's why that ball came back a little bit shorter. I don't like those the speed, when they do the countdown timer. I hate it. Never used to be like that. And I mean, it was the rule, but nobody really enforced it. Now referees are looking at that clock constantly. Kind of makes you anxious. You're like, you just want to go to your towel, and there you are, like trying to make sure you don't get a warning for it. Great little approach there, and nice hands at the net. So seems to be a lot more comfortable hitting drop shot volleys rather than drop shots. Tsitsipas. And then the team getting involved. Of course, some of the players, they travel with a big entourage. They'll have their coach with them. They'll have their fitness coach or physio sometimes. They even might have a hitting partner that would come, and of course family. So you could have like 10 people in your box there for Tsitsipas. I'm not sure how many people Medvedev travels with, and he probably comes with some of the other Russian players and maybe his wife and the coach, of course. Be interesting to find out what his entourage is. Again, didn't quite get the depth on that return and got punished. Tsitsipas doing a great job with his serves, not allowing Medvedev to have any comfort where he can just come and take it on. So he's done a great job on keeping him back, especially even on those second serves as well. Big serve down with 3-all. All even. After, it'd be interesting to see the time that they've played. What devices are you guys watching? Are you watching from your computer or your phone? It'd be good to know what to tailor our content more to. Like, do you watch it more on your phone or your computer? I guess everything's becoming much more phone orientated now. A mistake there from Tsitsipas, not quite getting enough height, enough lift on that shot, not enough topspin. It does hit the ball quite flat, Tsitsipas, on his forehand especially. I think it's a little bit to do with his grip. Okay, Uma, you're on the phone. I've got the phone open for the chat part, and then I'm kind of watching, and I've got the studio part on my computer so that I could put all the images and things for you. Medvedev 40 love up, no messing. And that's the thing, if you as a player have a long game on the opponent's serve and you don't end up breaking, that pressure that you've applied on that serve, if you then go and hold quickly like Medvedev has just done, that puts Tsitsipas straight back to serve again. He's like, oh, here we go, no breathing space. He's back into trying to defend his own serve again. So even though he didn't get the break in the previous game, he might still get the rewards on the next server's game, because now Stefanos will be feeling it. Well, on the forehand, he has quite an Eastern grip, very Eastern Stefanos on the forehand especially, and which makes it's similar to Federer, I guess, but it makes him, and he holds it like a fist, so he doesn't. Oh, I think I lost. There we go. He doesn't hold the. Most players, they hold with their fingers like this, and he holds it quite close together. So that means he gets a nice angle there, but it's a slightly different grip to someone like a Federer, because his fingers are not spread on the racket. An interesting an interesting bit of info I found out. Nadal's string tension for the tournament. So who wants to take a guess of what in kilos? So know it in kilos. What Rafa is stringing his rackets out there now in Australian Open. So what is Rafa's string tension in kilos? Take a guess now. Waiting for some guesses here, guys. Where are the guesses? No, nobody wanted to guess how what the tension of Rafa Nadal's rackets are. Those of you that do play, what string tensions do you string with? Be interesting to see what Stefanos strings his at. Probably quite tight, I would imagine. And there he tried to do a little fake where it looked like he was going to drop shot, and then he went fast through it, but missed it. Was trying to catch Medvedev out, because he did hit a few drop shots there that didn't quite make it, so now he kind of faked it there, but finished the game off in style, came forward. Again, that drop shot volley, great hands at the net, Tsitsipas. For all even again. Might reshare this. Might reshare this broadcast with our Instagram followers. Let's see if anybody wants to come and watch and join us for some great discussions. But so far it has been fun doing this with you guys, so definitely something different. There we go. put it onto my Instagram. Maybe we'll do it to the others as well. And again, Medvedev, 40 love, very quick games, so he's getting through his games really quickly, which is a good sign for him. It will put him in a good position for for the end of the match. There we go. Pardon me. So just sharing the link to our video everywhere that I can. Okay, we're back. Live chat. Do you usually watch like pro videos, or you watch like instructional videos? Which do you prefer, Omar? Yeah, it's I just thought, you know what, it would be nice to try this concept. We've tried it a few times before, and it, you know, people do like this play-by-play where we watch tennis together. So it would have helped if I didn't ruin my main feed. I had at the beginning quite a few people watching, and I had many issues with my internet first and getting the feed ready. So I'm still an amateur at this, but hopefully I'll get better. Everything will become a little bit more slick, everything will become a little bit more fine-tuned, and we can watch things together. Wow, Medvedev, 3 break points. And I did say it, didn't I? I did say that it's gonna happen. I said it. He's holding really easily, he's putting pressure constantly, and eventually, you know, it comes a tipping point where enough is enough, and now Tsitsipas has been feeling that. Okay, wasted 1. Great serve by Tsitsipas, but not a good return by Medvedev. He had a lot of time there, but notice how much backswing he takes on that shot. Like, taking such a big backswing gives him even less time to make contact. It makes contact very difficult. He needs to work on reducing that backswing slightly and using the energy of the ball to return it. Easier said than done on Tsitsipas' serve, but you know, on a fast ball like that, if he's still taking a huge backswing. Tsitsipas has a great ability to be on the stretch but still hit a pretty decent shot back. and makes Medvedev hit 3-4 shots in a row to get through him. You know, it's a very tricky situation he puts him in. Guys, make sure you have subscribed to the channel as well. If you don't watch the channel, we've got a lot of practice footage, match footage, court level footage, slow motion footage on this channel. So do press the subscribe button and join us so that you won't miss out on more of our videos. Hopefully we'll have loads more to release soon, and we will hopefully get a few more of these talks and watch parties, I guess, commentaries together. If you're enjoying them, it'd be great to have you on board. You can also join as a channel member. Eventually maybe I'll have it as just members, who knows, one day, or not. So as we're about to get into the fourth set, there we see Nadal against Berrettini. Nadal was all over him in the first two sets, then had a little slip up, and Berrettini found some energy to come back and played some incredible tennis. And then eventually Rafa closed him out in the fourth set, just went for a bit too much, forced a little too much. Rafa just stayed consistent, and I think that's the kind of a quality of a champion, where they can maintain that consistency, maintain that form for the whole time. They don't fluctuate, they don't go up and down, they don't, you know, if they do have a slight lapse in concentration and so on, they regain it quickly, they recognize it, and then they're back in. And so often you see Rafa doing that, like Djokovic doing that, where they're down and then they just find a way. They don't give up, they don't panic, they find a way, and that's what he's done out there. So we're starting the fourth set. Medvedev serving. I wonder if I could make this a little bit bigger for you guys. The stats. There you go. It's a bit better. Although the stats might be getting a little bit there we go. Again, a 40-love service game from Medvedev. He's becoming a bit of a habit. He's holding so easily. And now it's Stefanos' turn to step further back. Notice how he was all the way back into the fence almost. Little recap there for you guys, if those watching at home, if you're watching the same feed. They're just showing what has happened in the previous sets, how the match has developed. There's Medvedev losing his head a little bit, complaining that Tsitsipas' dad is coaching him from the sidelines. Not the first player to say that, not the first player to make those kind of allegations or complaints. but I think it affected him negatively, and he ended up losing that set. But it looks like he regained his confidence, he's regained his composure, and he's back. He is back. Quick hold, straight away the pressure is back on Tsitsipas. Again, there he's pointing at his dad, saying something to him. Really unhappy he is that Tsitsipas's dad is trying to give him tips as he's playing. What's your opinion, guys, on the coaching on the side of the court? Do you think it should be allowed? In the WTA, they have coaches on court. Do you think it should be allowed for ATP? Do you think that's a good rule? Do you think it should stay as it is? Do you think it makes a difference? I mean, yeah, the moment it is for the ATP Tour. I know that in the WTA it's a different rule. Tough to know, really. I mean, it's nice to have your coach on there and to tell you things, but it's like you're then not figuring things out yourself, and that's part of the battle, right? It's you against another player. It's not you and the team against another player. Let's work out our next move, kind of thing. So plus coaches can have access to a lot of data as well. So if they're watching the match but they've got a phone and they're tracking serve positions, serve directions, shot directions, maybe they would be able to see patterns and actually be able to tell you, look, this is what's happening. They're serving, I don't know, down the tee on the juice and big points, every big point. Then you're going to be covering it. You're going to have an advantage. So then it becomes not how good a player you are, but how good a coach you can get that can get all that, stats analysis for you during the match. Yeah, I don't think that should happen. I think they should keep it the way it is. Not overcomplicate it. Yeah, exactly. And tennis it has a tradition of being the match is played in silence. Like chess, it's a game of concentration. You don't have people screaming in your ear when you're about to hit the shot. It can be very off-putting. Look, he's complaining again. Look, Tsitsipas is laughing. Plus also, what happens if you, for example, don't have a coach? You can't afford to pay for a coach. There's thousands of players out there who are unable to get a coach to travel them, but then somebody else who has got the funds now has an unfair advantage because they're wealthier than you, because they were able to afford a coach to come on a trip with them and come on court with them. Whether that will make a difference for you in your game, I don't know, but tennis is an individual sport, so if you're on there by yourself, things can go wrong and it can be a downward spiral. If you have a coach who can snap you out of it quickly or give you some positive reinforcement, it's a definite benefit. So it'd be an advantage. Wouldn't be fair. Great backhand down the line. Wow, Tsitsipas. Oh my god. Yeah, Medvedev had no chance there. making sure I update the score, the stats for you guys. Here's some stats for you of where is it? In case you wanted to see this. Oh. There's a stat for Medvedev. Some stats that I did for you. Don't know if you're able to see it. Those of you that are just joining now, some stats for what makes him so good at Australian Open, what makes him dangerous, and what Tsitsipas is having to face. So main takeaways there is the fact that he's a great all-round server, holds nearly 90% of all service games. He wins 55% of second serves. Has a great record against top 10 players. It's just a very difficult opponent. So he is 2-1 up, 2-1 up, and Tsitsipas serving. How long can he maintain that pressure and not crack under it? How long can he stop Medvedev from breaking him? And Medvedev is just doing all the correct things. He's moving him side to side. He's playing consistent tennis, but he's also hitting the ball quite hard. So he's not allowing Tsitsipas to take control of the rally. So they're both hitting with great speed, great accuracy, and coming forward. Very similar game styles they're exhibiting right now. Thank you for those who are just tuning in. We did do a analysis or a commentary of the Nadal match earlier, and we will be doing, well, I'll be hopefully doing, maybe Simon will join as well from Top Tennis Training. So this is our other channel. We may be doing the final as well. So whoever gets through out of Tsitsipas and Medvedev will play against Rafael Nadal, which I will hopefully see you there for, and then we can do another commentary watch session and break down the game of how to beat Rafa Nadal. Wow, that's a great passing shot. It's just so satisfying seeing it in slow motion, isn't it? I'm not sure if you're able to see the slow motion that I'm seeing. Maybe different providers will show different clips, but that was pretty awesome. Great balance there, using the outside leg to get behind that ball and stay balanced. He's never falling off the ball. Even on the wide balls, he's staying nice and upright, low with the legs, balanced. Great stability he's got. 1540 here. Under pressure straight away. Oh, and a very sloppy backhand there. And I wonder if it's that continuous pressure from Medvedev that makes Tsitsipas lose concentration. Like he just feels like, how long can he maintain that quality for, you know? And it has been quality. They're not really making a lot of unforced errors. I mean, I know that was an unforced error there, but I think it's almost a forced error due to the fact how he's pushed him on his own service games. So Medvedev is holding so easily that is applying so much pressure on Tsitsipas to do something when he's serving that he ends up missing. If you haven't done so already, guys, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Would love to have you guys on board. Join our little Love Tennis family. Check out our website. So we have a website, lovetennis.com, where we do news, articles, anything tennis gossip, live scores. So the feed that you see at the bottom there with the scores is coming from the website. So it's our website that's running that feed. And we are... yeah, it's for all tennis lovers. It's a great bit of content there. Is it Dimitrios? Thank you. Thanks for joining. Good to have you on board. I guess a Tsitsipas fan here. We had a bit of a combination. A few Russian, a few Greek. Well, obviously a lot of... yeah, that's okay. We're just doing a breakdown of the match so far. Medvedev is... doing very well, serving too big, not giving Tsitsipas a look on his serve at all. Like he's held so easily the last, I don't know how many games, and it just takes a toll. Just amazing how important tennis serves are in the game, you know. Yes, with rally, but if you can get cheap points, like 1 or 2 cheap points a game every time you're serving, you only have to win 2 points, and then you're winning every single game. So you have to win 2 while the other player has to win 4, and you're serving, and you've got the first hit on it. No wonder these guys are holding, 90% of their service games, and I think that's where the difference is between the lower ranked players and the higher ranked players. It's just the quality and accuracy of their serves that they are always holding, and they get those enough cheap points on it that, combined with their baseline game, it makes them very difficult to beat. Kirill, well, at the moment I think we're going to go for Medvedev because he is winning, and he's playing better. He's serving incredible. Not letting Tsitsipas have a chance, and forcing Tsitsipas to try and come up with something. And so far it hasn't worked. I wouldn't say Tsitsipas is playing badly, really. I think Medvedev is just playing well. It's the serving. He works so hard to hold that game on his own serve, and then it feels like you just lose it within like a minute, and then you're back to holding your service game, and eventually it gets a bit much. Yeah, the Greek alphabet. I can kind of see it a little bit because I know Russian and Ukrainian is Cyrillic, and I guess it's some of the letters are similar, Cyrillic with Greek. Greeks also Orthodox like Ukrainians as well, like me. So same religion. Tsitsipas is trying to apply a little bit more pressure. All really desperately needs an easy game here, just to settle himself into the match again. Like, it just hasn't been easy. He needs to have like an easy hold, just to breathe and sit down and think, oh, okay, I've got some time now. Medvedev has been relentless. Oh, a mistake from Medvedev, something you haven't seen much actually this match at all. I think so. Well, does he? I think maybe physically a little bit. I don't think this has been as grueling, but then Nadal's match hasn't been that grueling, so... Yeah. I don't know how much his dad could help him from the sidelines. I mean, my dad used to travel with me to tournaments sometimes, and he'd scream things out from the sidelines, and it distracted me more than helped me. Eventually, I asked him not to come because I couldn't concentrate. I couldn't play. I was, he was telling me one thing, I was thinking something else, and it was a nightmare. So, parents and tennis players, it's a love-hate relationship. You have to have a certain character, I guess, to be able to handle it. I couldn't. My dad used to come on when he's watching the match, and if I'm not playing well, he'll start supporting my opponent. He says, well, you're rubbish, so I'll support them. Maybe you'll get some sports anger. So many times my dad would support the other player and clap for them and say, come on, when they win points against me or when I miss. So that was another reason why he was banned from watching me. That's funny. Sleeping sheep. Silver fox. 5-1. I think it's all over, guys. It looks like we've got our finalists. I mean, I'd be very surprised if something happened here and Stefanos was able to find a way back. Not the way that Medvedev has been serving and just the quality of play he's produced. It's been balanced. I mean, it's shots like this. It's shots like that. That's crazy. He's outside the tram line. He's got himself on the outside leg, and he just pulls the trigger, and it lands an inch within the sideline. I mean, Tsitsipas can just watch that and go, yeah, all right, good shot, well done, And usually you'd think, oh yeah, I bet you can't do that twice. But Medvedev has been doing it twice. He's been doing it consistently. Look at that. It's not a bad approach. He's balanced, and it's a passing shot. See you later. Thanks for coming. Three match points now. It really is all over. And there it is. So 3-1, 7-6. So tight first set. I think the first set, as we said, that's where the match was decided, in my opinion. They threw everything they had. They were both fresh. Medvedev got it, and then Tsitsipas worked so hard and played some good tennis to claw back and win the second set. But I think it took so much out of him that eventually just couldn't sustain it. And the continuous serving of bombs by Medvedev, it's so tough to play against. So it was a bit of a quick match. Standa, you're right. It was faster than expected. But, you know what? It's just the way it goes sometimes. So now we've got a great final to look forward to. I'm going to try and come for it as well. I mean, it is, for me, it will be 3 a.m. or 2 a.m. or 3 a.m. or something like that. So it will be an early start. But for the final, for you guys, I'm going to try and do it. If you promise to share the post and like it and comment and just promote it a little bit, because otherwise I'm just, you know, presenting to only a few. So it'd be good to get a nice community going with all of us watching the matches, analyzing technique, and if you are a tennis player, also improving together. If you haven't done so already, make sure you check out our other channels. So toptennistraining.com is our website, or Top Tennis Training on YouTube. We are a tutorial. We do tutorials. We are a coaching channel for how to improve. Both myself and my business partner Simon, we're both ex-tennis players, both played at a pretty high level, and hopefully can teach you a thing or two on that channel on how to improve your game as well. But for this channel, we're going to focus more on fan-based content, so pros, trainings, and breakdowns like this. So if you do enjoy it, do hang around, and hopefully I'll see you on some of the other videos as well. It would be good maybe to even create a little group together where all of us can chat and interact and share comments, and so I will try and set something up for us for next time. But for now, you've got our YouTube channel, you've got our websites, and if you are actually a player, we're thinking about organizing some tennis camps for 2022 as well. So we'll be open to find out where you guys would be interested to go. In the past, we've organized trips in Malta, Spain, America, and UK. So I think looking at the schedule, probably be in UK. Maybe we can get Malta again. We were looking also at Turkey. We do want to go to the US again, maybe in New York or LA. We've done in the past. Indian Wells was a great trip. So yeah, possibly we'll do that as well, which should be fun. Well, anyway, guys, it has been a pleasure. I think now we've got another match to look forward to. The last match of winter, I'd say, the last big match. Nadal against Medvedev. A great matchup. I mean, if at the beginning of the tournament you said to me, is going to be Rafa and Daniel in the final, I'd be like, yeah, I'll take that, because I know it's going to be a match of quality. Hopefully a match of some tension and fun, and hopefully something that we can watch together and analyze. It's been a pleasure. Thank you for everyone who joined the live chat. It helps a lot if you have people who are interacting and someone who's enjoying the content. I hope I haven't bored you too much with my talking. I tried my best to kind of give my insight as much as I can for what it's worth, and I hope you enjoyed it. So thank you very much, and see you in the final.